Hey guys, it is me, Sacred G, and today I want to talk about something I see in some YouTube videos, like the comments and on Reddit sometimes, because I try to look for positivity in the DBD community, and I just, for some reason on my end, I get flooded with negativity for some reason every time I try to look for, like, if you literally type in, at least for me this happens, but I don't know if it'll happen for you, but if you type in the YouTube search bar, DBD is good, or in defense of DBD, or trying to look for a positive video, you'll see a lot of negative videos show up, and a lot of them either will shit on the game itself, shit on perks, shit on killers, or just shit on the outright developers, which is the topic of today's video, and is that developers, do they actually give a fuck about Dead by Daylight? And to be honest, yeah, I believe they do, and I'm going to explain to you why. First and foremost, I don't know how many killers they've released in under a year last year. Also, because the arguments usually go that they don't really fucking care about their game, and they tend to, they only care about money. Oh my god. Like, oh, well, when you make a game, that's usually the goal, is to make some form of income off of it. You know what's funny, too, speaking of the money thing, to say behavior is greedy is ridiculous for a multitude of reasons. First off, their DLCs are not overpriced. Yeah, I made a joke in the reaction video I did to the new killer about, I'm hoping it's not $12.99. It was a joke mainly for myself because I can't afford it at the moment. And if it was $12.99, at least USD. And so, but people actually think they are greedy. I don't think so. Like, a lot of their other ways of income is, of course, purchasing Oryx cells to get outfits for your characters, or the ones you play, or if you want to get a whole list of outfits or whatever. That's a way of them making money. And the funny thing about that is that it's not, that's your decision. The game does not force you to go into the Oryx shop where you could purchase outfits and give them $100 for, like, what, 12,000? And also, the other argument I hear is that they don't care about the game. On top of, not only caring about money, they don't really give a fuck about the game. What do you mean? They literally are doing several map reworks. If they didn't give a shit about the game, wouldn't you think the game would still be in the fucking same state it is? Like, yeah, so there's bugs, and I think they patch out most of the most major ones. I rarely experience it. The only issue is I keep saying I've had is latency and, of course, clipping. Like, how your character's head could go through a wall when you're slugged? That's a glitch, but that's clipping, and it's not a big deal. Because there's no maps where you fall through and you get slugged, and when the killer didn't even slug you, it's because, you fell through the map. Or whatever. That doesn't happen. Some people, I will say, unfortunately, yeah, you get the shit end of the stick. But, they iron that out most of the time. Just recently, I'm going to go on Steam here, but just recently, I think yesterday, on the 23rd, May 18th was when they released a bug fix patch. And if you're going to tell me, that's because it took them a while to release that. Well, it's not easy to patch out bugs. And the funny thing is, I think even patches come with bugs sometimes. It's kind of a give and take sort of thing. You get rid of some, but you add in more. If that makes sense. Every game has that. In my opinion, it's just ridiculous to say they don't care about the game and they don't iron out the problems with the game when they do. They're literally reworking maps because they feel like it's one-sided. And also, they're actually putting in a system. They're doing a lot of stuff you don't need to pay for. Like, you don't need to pay for the anti-face camping system. So I don't know why people are saying, this game, or behavior relies on, monetary, or is relying on monetary, or trying to go for monetary success, when I personally don't think that's their goal. Because, first off, the game was originally, I think, $60 or $40. From the last I saw, it was $40, like the highest I saw it, and they dropped it to half that, which is a little cheaper. When fucking GTA 5, I don't know, it's $40 too. And that game's even older. It's just funny. I don't know how they're greedy. And I don't even know how they don't care about their game. You know? It's just ridiculous. And this whole roadmap I went over, it's just an attest to they do actually give a shit. They're apparently having, I heard, if I could be wrong, but I heard that they're gonna have multiple, like, 2 licensed releases before the year ends. Or no, well, they have scheduled 2 licensed releases, and that's kind of funny to me, because have they ever done that? I know we got Sadako, and then in the summer we got Wesker, so, oh, well, I guess you could say, yeah, August was Wesker. It was a good time, actually. I loved when Wesker came out, actually. That was fun. But yeah, I don't think they don't give a shit about the community either. That's another thing I hear, is that they don't listen to the community. Well, you know why they don't? They don't listen to a certain part of the community. And you know what part of that community that is? Is your part. You're sitting here bitching about things they know. They know the game has bugs. Every fucking video game has bugs. Believe it or not. Some people even get luck out, myself included, and don't experience them as bad as some people do. And I understand that can really tote the experience, but don't let it. It's a pretty decent game. You know, if anything, reinstall it. I know that's annoying. I hate doing that. I had it, for me, crash. Speaking of bugs, I guess you could say, I had it crash a few times because I'm using custom icons. And I think that was a big contributor. And so I had to do a complete reinstall of the game. And that's annoying as shit. Don't get me wrong. But I don't hate the game or the developers for that. It doesn't happen that often. You know, it happened. That was like the first time in months I've had it crash on me. Also, another thing. Yeah, and about the community. It's because most of those people bitch and complain. Not only that, if they were to listen to one of us, the outside of the Fog Whisperer community, and that's already happening, I mean, everybody would fucking lose their shit. They would lose their shit because they want to be heard too. You can't just listen to one person. So I think they do community votes and play it carefully. And that's what they have to do in a game like this, because they cannot side or favor one person in the community, because that's ridiculous. And it just doesn't make sense to me. And plus, also, again, a lot of the community just complains. Now people are complaining about the anti-camping thing. And it's like, well, you know, that's not a way to play. That's a very cheap tactic. And they know that. And they seem to just put it in without even hesitation. They probably, like I said, even in the reaction video, they probably were trying to implement that system. You know, and I'm bringing that up because if they didn't give a fuck about the community, they wouldn't be implementing these systems or even fixing the bugs. You know, it's just funny to me. You know, and they also release new content, and they also have you try it for free. So I don't understand how like, these people are saying they don't give a fuck about the community, but they let you try the killer for free for several weeks. For several weeks. Yes, now granted, it's in the player test build, but you know, you don't have to pay to do it. All you need is a fucking computer that can run Dead by Daylight, and then you could use the PTB. So what do you mean the devs don't care? You know, I don't understand that. It's just so stupid to me, because I think they're trying as best they can. They're just not, they cannot play favorites. That would fuck the game. That would be what would kill the game. If they literally had to consistently change the game to someone's liking, and that's another thing they would do if they listened to one person. If they went to go listen to everybody, they would have to change the game consistently. That would be so annoying to me. Like, just listen to the good parts of the criticism. Like, yeah, there's some bugs in this area. Iron those out, please. That's fine. But don't sit and call the devs shit because they missed a few bugs or a couple new ones pop up. It's not like they intended for that to happen. It's funny to me. It's fucking hilarious. You know, it's like, why do people really give a fuck? Why is this even a thing? Like, if they didn't give a shit, do you not think they would be allowing you to test these killers for free? And doing all these reworks? Didn't they do a complete graphical overhaul for most of their maps? Pardon me. Like Haddonfield? Haddonfield looked fucking ugly, bro. That shit looked ugly, and now it looks like Haddonfield it looks closer to the movies Haddonfield. And that's great. The house, Myers' house now, looks like his house in the fucking movie. Whatever they did and whatever graphical things they did, I liked what they did. I remember when my brother showed me, I even asked him if that was Haddonfield. I was like, damn, they really changed the way this looks, and it looks nice. So I don't know why people are saying they don't give a shit. They reworked 2 maps in one update. They didn't charge you a DLC texture pack thing. No, they did it for free. You know, yes, the killers will be their DLCs and their source of DLC income, which is fine. They developed that. And it's kind of funny, too, because I hear people complain so much about the killers and that they're underdeveloped and behavior doesn't know what they're doing. You know why the argument, then you do something about it then? That argument, or you could do any better? Because most of these people don't fucking know a damn thing about anything they're talking about in terms of development. I don't either. But you know what? I know goddamn well this is not an easy task. And plus, most of the killers they have are actually all different. They don't play the same in any way. Yeah, it's M1. It's an FPS. You know, the same criticism could be applied to fucking Counter-Strike. Oh, every gun's the same. It's an M1. Does that not sound stupid? It's what is outside of the M1 is what is unique about the killer. Like, what is their power? You know? That's insanely stupid to complain about to me. And I'm sorry, but this is just a topic I wanted to talk about. Like, it's so disrespectful to me to sit here and see these videos list off and just people shitting on devs because I guess they're pissed off they're not that good at the game, or I don't know what the fuck is wrong with them. I just think people just want to complain. And it's stupid. You know, it's just ridiculous to me, and it's just a non-argument. Because if you're going to say every killer's M1, the devs don't listen to the fucking community, or if every killer's M1, yeah, no shit, every gun in every FPS game is pretty much M1. Literally, it's, I think, the same buttons throughout the gaming or for FPS history. This just doesn't make sense, that department. And to say that they don't give a fuck about the community, that's stupid. If they didn't, they wouldn't be hosting PTBs, man. They would say you need to pay to play this before it releases. It's a special privilege if you give us money. They don't do that. The only time you need to pay for it is when it actually releases and it's all finalized. You know, I've heard people, even to go off before I finish off this video, I've heard people say that they don't test bugs in PTB. It's a test build, motherfucker. What do you mean? Like, it's literally where you could report the bugs then and there with the killer. If the killer's having severe issues, they'll fix it. Holy fuck. Like, that's like, it's not even just with Dead by Daylight. Like, a lot of people just tend to bitch about this for some reason. In all communities, it's weird, you know? Like, it's happening with the Bethesda community. Oh, they don't know how to develop games. They don't know how to write stories and all that bullshit. And then you got, like, now people shitting all over the developers at behavior when they really didn't do fucking anything that crucial that I've seen. It's kind of dumb to say those things, you know, like the devs don't care about the community. They don't know how to develop or program or make maps is another thing I hear. It's like, you guys don't know how to do that either. Like, you're speaking from literal zero experience in that field and telling somebody with experience in that field that they don't know what they're doing. That's quite insulting and pretty fucking disrespectful to me. And it probably is to them. They ignore that, pretty much. I mean, I would instantly. It's just stupid, man. I mean, they do care about the community, they care about their game, and they're not in it for money. It's clear by the fucking price of their DLCs. They don't charge for overpriced DLCs, and they also lowered the price of the base game. So essentially, you can actually not spend very much if you just want to get the base game and a few of the killers. you won't even spend too much. Their DLCs aren't that crazy expensive unless you're just playing out and getting the most expensive ones they have, which is like $13, $14, including tax, at least here in the US or wherever you live. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I think they give a shit about the game, and I'm sorry for rambling on. It's not even rambling. I was just going over the arguments I heard, or I see. I don't really hear them, but I see them. It's just stupid. It's actually a comment on a video where a doctor goes over the injuries in DBD. I know, what a video. And the first comment you see is literally them shitting on the devs. Is somebody just shitting on the devs. And like 2,000 people liked it. It's like, what do you mean? You know, it's insane to me that people think that and they have no experience in the field and they're telling people with experience in the field what to do. Doesn't make sense to me. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for listening. Peace the fuck out. Goodbye.